How's it going, guys? Deans here and welcome to a brand new video. Today we will be looking at some FIFA 20 player ratings. Now we finally got something officially released from EA. They released a little snapshot teaser video for the top 100 player ratings for this year's FIFA, but in that video there were some also little snapshots at some players, so I've managed to just go through the video. Now some of the ratings might not be 100% correct because there were some moments where the cards are blurry. I tried to sift through as much as I could to try and get as accurate as I can. I think it's pretty much all right, but there may be a couple incorrect parts. The actual overall rating of the cards will be correct, but some of the actual base stats might be a little bit incorrect. They should be all right though. But without further ado, let's take a little look at what EA have released. So first off, we have had a new icon announced to us. It was leaked earlier on in the week, but we have a brand new icon announced to us, and it is Kaka. Now look at his free cards. To be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed in the Prime. All of them, to be honest. I feel like he should have been higher rated. 87 for his baby is a little bit low, in my opinion. I think he should have been a bit higher. I think Kaka's probably, I don't know, 92, 93. 92 is probably where I'd put him. 91, I know it's one rating up, but I definitely don't feel he should be 91 rated. That's him on par with Paul Scholes. So, for me, I think they've done his rating wrong there. We will, obviously, I think this kind of confirms we'll be getting a Icon Moments card of him, so we will get a 92 rated card for Kaka there. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below about the rating for Kaka. Did his stats way up as well? I'm not too sure about that. I think they've got some of him wrong a little bit there. I would hope they'd maybe change it. I doubt they will. But yeah, that is Kaka for this year's FIFA. Let's have a look at some other players. So we have Kylian Mbappe. He is now a striker this year with a +1 upgrade from his upgraded card in FIFA 19. And this card looks immense. He's definitely going to be a meta card for many people, that is for sure. There's not really a lot to say. This card just looks incredible. If people can afford him, he is going to be in everyone's teams. Next up, we have ourselves an Edison Cavani, who is obviously set to, in the future, transfer out of PSG, but we have had his card here. Now, I believe this is an upgrade as well. I think he was an 87. He might actually have been a... No, actually, I think he was a downgrade. I'm sure he was an 89 rated, so maybe a downgrade there. For me, Cavani, he's always a bit of a hit and miss. His team season was actually really good towards the end of last FIFA, but he's a card that, for me, he just never gets into my squad. He's a decent little card, but... yeah, when you got like the likes of Kylian Mbappe out there, you're probably not going to be picking up Cavani. Next up, we have Di Maria with another upgrade. I think he's got a +2 upgrade here, and this card actually looks pretty good. Now, with Mbappe not being a right winger this year, he would be a pretty decent PSG link for Mbappe on the right. For me, probably wouldn't use him just for that physical. I always find with Di Maria, he gets knocked off the ball quite easily. However, if he does still have 5-star skills, then that is a nice little feature for him, and he'll tie in nicely with the PSG front three. Next up, we have Verratti, who has not changed in rating at all. Really not an appealing card. 65 pace, 66 physical, 60 shooting. For me, it's not great. I mean, that 90 dribbling is pretty decent, and 84 passing, and I'm wondering how that's going to fare in the gameplay for this year. I need to play a little bit more of the game just to kind of get a bit of an understanding of that. But for me, the pace and the shooting and the physical, it's just going to make this card unusable. Most likely going to be an SBC card, I'm sure. But next up, and I think finally for PSG, we have Julian Draxler, who is another one, yet again, who has not gone up or down. Fairly decent card. I think he'll be somewhat cheap. Maybe not straight away because he's 83 rated, but be a cheap little card that will be a nice link to Mbappe if you are trying to save some coins. It's just a shame because I think in FIFA 14, maybe FIFA 15, Draxler was incredible for me. I used to love and I used to use this card all the time. When he moved to PSG, I thought it'd be brilliant to get some of the good links in with him, but yeah, the card just doesn't seem to fare well. Sometimes he might be worth picking up just because he might be cheap and he might get in your starter squads, but I think after about a month or so, this card probably won't be in many squads. However, it's a pretty decent card. Nice link to Neymar and Mbappe. We have next up a Lingard card. Now, again, some of these cards now, so those PSG ones were all official. I've seen all those clear as day. So some of these cards now are the ones I've managed to pick out from the video that EA released. Now, in some places around the video you can pick out these cards. So I said about the stats, some of them might be incorrect because I had to pick out blurry images of the cards in the video. But this is Jesse Lingard. He looks pretty decent. Again, probably a starter player for me. great passing, great decent pace, great dribbling. I don't know. Lingard for me is not a player I use much in FIFA, so probably won't get in my squad, but again, another player that would be decent in a starter squad. Next up, we have Raheem Sterling with another upgrade for him. He did really well last year, so he's got himself an 88 rated card this year. I'm sure if he has another good year, we could probably see this guy going up quite a bit as well. So decent pace, decent dribbling. He'll be very expensive for the start of FIFA, probably a good few 100k to start the game off. So I think he'll get in a few Premier League sides when people start building up the coins. But yeah, the physical for me is one that puts me off a little bit. I don't really like my wingers to be too weak, so I don't know, Sterling can be fast, but that physical puts me off him a little bit. Next up, we have our first one to watch, though I didn't get him in the one to watch design. We have João Felix. Now, this guy has had a massive upgrade from last year. He was a 67 rated silver last year, so he has had a huge upgrade. His team of the season was incredible. I loved using that card. 82 pace, 87 dribbling, 80 shooting. This guy looks pretty perfect to be one of the cheap starter squad players. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I started seeing people who, if you're one of those that doesn't get a lot of coins because you haven't invested in FIFA points or haven't done a lot of trading, he'll probably be in a lot of people's starter weekend league squads, to be honest with you. Again, it depends how the gameplay fares, what works well in FIFA, but I could honestly see this guy being in a lot of people's teams. Next up, we have Vinicius Jr., who has had a +2 upgrade, I believe. Not much to say about this card. He's pacey. He's got good dribbling. I believe he's 5-star skills. I might be wrong on that one. I'm not 100% sure. But he does look pretty decent, to be honest. Again, probably be a nice little cheap card to link up to João Felix there if you're going to go for a cheap La Liga starter squad. Probably not a player I'll be going after, but yeah, looks pretty good. Next up is going to be Eden Hazard, who is probably the better Real Madrid left winger here. The card looks brilliant. So we had a few one-to-watch cards confirmed for us already, but in this video you did actually see those one-to-watch cards and their ratings. So this is obviously going to be the player's base stats, which this Hazard just looks brilliant. 91 pace, 94 dribbling, 83 shooting, 86 passing. Physical's not brilliant again, but if you can dribble around your opponents, this card is going to be deadly. Next up, we have Pepe, who is obviously Arsenal's newest signing. He's 83 rated, so again, a big upgrade. Now, I can't remember if he was 80 rated or he was 79. I think he was 79, went up to 80. But he had a wonderful season last season, and it just shows. His cards had a massive upgrade. Looks like a brilliant winger for the Premier League, especially for starter squad. So he's probably not up there. I don't know. I wouldn't say he's a starter player, but he's probably the kind of like your midway in between. So you got a cheap player, Pepe, and then, I don't know, Sterling as an example of an expensive winger in the Premier League. So this guy looks brilliant. I think I'll be looking forward to using him in my Premier League squad next year. But yeah, next player we have is going to be Jovic. Now, his team of the season again last year, it was incredible. It absolutely battered me when I came up against it. So I'm excited to see how he does from Real Madrid. Hopefully we get some decent cards for him. But 77 pace, 81 dribbling, 82 shooting is a it's pretty average for an 83 rated card. I'm hoping to see a little bit more of its in-game stats to kind of get a proper judgment of this guy. But the card does look great as a base card, so can't complain with that. Next up, we have West Ham's newest signing, Haller. Now, we did get an inform for him in towards the end of last FIFA. Looks like a genuinely good card, to be honest. Again, I think he'll be in a lot of starter squads. Probably won't last too long in some people's squads, I want to say. That 72 pace isn't ideal. The 76 dribbling will let him down a little bit, but that 82 physical is pretty good. Again, he'll probably be a bit of a cheap player. I know he's 83 rated, but his price will probably sink down a little bit when the game settles, just because of those stats. You probably won't find him in too many people's squads. But yeah, that card looks pretty decent. Next up, we have the second Hazard in this video, and it's going to be Thorgan Hazard. Now, he's had a downgrade from 83 rated to an 82 rated. Again, it's just another non-physical winger, but 82 pace, 85 dribbling, 80 passing is not too bad. It'll be interesting to see how he plays for Dortmund in this season. If we're going to get many cards for him, it'll be good just to see we can get some upgrades to this card, because if he had a bit more physical, this card would be pretty complete. And to be honest, for some of the stuff I've seen for the Bundesliga this year, it actually might be a go-to league for me. I always stay away from Bundesliga because it just feels like most of the cards aren't usable, but some of the cards I've seen for the Bundesliga, now they're not official, so I'm not going off it completely, but some of them look incredible. So I really look forward to using some of these cards. this guy might be a good cheap alternative to some of the wingers in the Bundesliga. So I don't know. I'll keep my eye out for this guy, but not too bad a rating. Next up, we have Joelinton, who is Newcastle's newest signing. Kind of an average card. I think he is another silver to gold card. Now, I can't remember what rating he was. I want to say if he's maybe 70 rated. Not 100% sure on that one. But yeah, probably another starter squad player. Someone probably pack him early on. Looks like a do the business. 78 pace, 75 shooting, 76 dribbling, 81 physical. Not a terrible card. That physical is quite good, but the dribbling is not amazing. Again, for me, he'll just probably be a starter squad player. But yeah, nice little card to add into the game. And finally, we have Manchester United's newest signing, Wan-Bissaka. Now, this card looks pretty decent. 87 pace. 80 defending, 72 physical, 78 dribbling. He looks decent. I think with a couple of special cards, if he did get some, this card will be incredible. And if you were to get this one torch card, that would be pretty decent. But yeah, that is probably it for some of these cards. Now, there is a top 100 sort of mystery leak. Not a leak. There's a top 100 on the database. If you go and have a look, you'll see a bunch of cards. It doesn't have any ratings on it. I was going to have a little look for that video, but I'm thinking what I might do is a little separate video when they do release. I think it's the 9th of December, maybe the 9th of September or the 10th of September, they do the reveal. So I think I'll do a separate video on that, looking at some of the top 100s. But who do you think is going to be some of the top players? Obviously, Messi and Ronaldo is going to be up there, but what ratings do you think cards are going to get this year? Do you think many cards will get downgraded? Some of the ones that probably we used quite a lot last year that have moved across to this year. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys did enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like. I'm looking forward to a lot more FIFA 20 content. Hopefully, the game rolls out soon. I really can't wait for it. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are brand new around, be sure to subscribe. Apart from that, catch you guys next one. Bye-bye.